In his book, The Magic Words, Tim David shares his expertise as a professional magician and mentalist to teach readers how to use language effectively to motivate others into action. Whether in the business or personal world, building meaningful connections and getting others to work with you is essential to achieving your goals. David identifies 7 magic words that have the power to inspire, influence, and motivate people. Because, thanks, but, if, how, help, and, yes. He provides practical advice on how to use these words to create a positive impact on the people you communicate with. Through scientific research and personal stories, David explores the psychology behind how words affect a person's performance. He also highlights the importance of what not to say, as well as how to avoid negative language that can harm your relationships and hinder your progress. With his extensive knowledge and experience, David lays out a blueprint for effective communication and building strong relationships. He teaches readers how to choose the right words and tone to make a positive impact on the people they interact with. Overall, The Magic Words is an educational and practical guide for anyone looking to improve their communication skills and build meaningful connections with others. Whether you are a business professional, a student, or just someone looking to improve your relationships, this book is a valuable resource for unlocking the magical power of language. Idea 1. The power of words. Motivating people to do things is a universal challenge faced by parents, teachers, managers, doctors, and individuals in everyday life. Traditional methods of begging, bribing, and reasoning often fail to produce the desired results. Tim David, a former magician and current communication skills trainer, believes that the key to motivating people is through magic words that inspire action. However, it is essential to note that motivation is not something we do to other people, as Daniel Pink, a best-selling author, reminds us. Instead, we must tap into people's inherent desire for direction and influence and direct their motivation towards action. To do so, we must establish human connections, which are the soil where getting people to do stuff grows. A connection with others makes it easier to establish trust, create a positive atmosphere, and provide constructive feedback, which increases the chances of success. Words are powerful tools in communication, constituting only a small percentage of the overall message, while the rest is conveyed through tone and body language. However, words can significantly influence how we express ourselves and communicate with others. The challenge is to use words skillfully, as unskilled communication can be hurtful or even damaging. Tim David identifies 7 magic words that motivate people to action. Because, thanks, but, if, how, help, and, yes. When used appropriately and combined with human connection, these words can create positive outcomes. By finding a person's motivation and tapping into it, you can direct their motivation towards action. In conclusion, motivating people to take action is a challenging task. However, it is possible to inspire people to perform using magic words that encourage action when used appropriately. These words combined with human connection and a skilled use of communication can create positive results. Idea 2. The power of yes. Have you ever thought about the power of the word yes? This simple 3-letter word can have a huge impact on our relationships with others. In fact, saying yes can create strong connections, build trust, and even lead to greater success. On the other hand, saying no or expressing contempt can lead to toxic relationships and even divorce. According to Dr. John Gottman, a renowned researcher on relationships, the 6 signs of divorce are contempt, criticism, stonewalling, defensiveness, failed repair attempts, and the absence of positivity. When partners express contempt or disapproval towards each other, they create a toxic environment that leads to relationship failure 91% of the time. In contrast, saying yes can bridge conflicts, create shared experiences, and offer acceptance. But the power of yes doesn't only apply to romantic relationships. We as humans crave connection and fear rejection. By restructuring the questions we ask and avoiding negative words, we can increase the likelihood of hearing yes and building stronger relationships. Studies show that getting a person to say yes 2 or 3 times before making a request can increase the likelihood of success. Salespeople who succeeded in getting potential customers to say yes at least 3 times before the sale increased their success rate from 18% to 32%. This is why small talk is so important. It helps find common ground and gets others to agree with us. Avoiding negative words is also crucial. Negative words can quickly turn a conversation from positivity to fear and rejection. Instead, focus on keeping the conversation in yes mode. By doing so, we can build trust, create strong connections, and increase the likelihood of success in all our relationships. So go ahead, say yes to building stronger relationships in your life. Idea 3. The power of words. Using but eraser and but enhancer techniques in business communications. Words have a significant impact on the way we perceive and respond to messages, especially in business communications. The use of the word but can either decrease or enhance the impact of a message, depending on how it is used. The but eraser theory suggests that anything said before but is ignored, while the but enhancer theory suggests that everything said after but is what people focus on. To use the but enhancer technique, it's important to start with the information that you want the person to forget, then use a but and end with the information that you want them to remember. For example, when trying to sell life insurance, a salesperson could say, "I know you can't buy life insurance right now, but I want you to think about the benefits of this to your family." By starting with the negative and ending with the positive, the potential buyer is more likely to focus on the benefits and be more inclined to say yes. Similarly, the but reversal technique can be used to combat the response, "I'd like to, but I can't." This technique involves repeating back what the person said, but with a small adjustment that focuses on the positive part of the interaction. For instance, the salesperson could say, "You can't, but you'd love to?" This response helps change the person's feelings about the interaction, even if it doesn't result in a successful outcome. Another effective technique is and linking, which involves replacing but with and to create a more positive and open-ended message. For example, instead of just discussing the numbers with a potential gym member, a salesperson could say, "Let me show you around our gym, and then we can look at some numbers?" By getting the potential buyer to say yes multiple times, the salesperson increases the likelihood of success. In conclusion, the way we use words can have a significant impact on business communications. By using the but eraser and but enhancer techniques, along with but reversal and linking, we can communicate more effectively and increase the likelihood of success. Idea 4. The power of because. As humans, we naturally seek information and meaning behind everything we do. We are more likely to act on something when we understand the reason behind it. This is where the power of the word because comes in. By giving a reason, even an irrational one, people are more likely to comply with requests. A study by a Harvard professor demonstrated that using the word because can significantly increase the success rate of a request. However, there are techniques to using this power effectively. The advanced because technique, APT, involves asking why repeatedly to tap into the other person's reasoning. This can be used in various settings, such as in a gym when a potential buyer is being shown around, or in a workplace when an employee is struggling with meeting deadlines. The square suggestion technique is another way to tap into people's desire for autonomy. By asking someone to think of a shape but suggesting a specific one to avoid, the person is more likely to think of their own idea. Overall, understanding the power of because and using it effectively can greatly influence motivation in others. By tapping into people's own reasoning and desire for autonomy, we can increase the likelihood of compliance and success. Idea 5. The power of names and if, building connections and motivation. Have you ever noticed how you can easily pick out the sound of your own name in a noisy room? That's because our brains are biologically programmed to pay attention to the sound of our names. Using someone's name is a powerful magic word that can help you build trust and connections with others. Research shows that people place a high importance on their names, as they are a part of our identity. In fact, The name-letter effect demonstrates that people tend to prefer the letters in their name over any other letter in the alphabet. This means that using someone's name correctly can make them feel highly valued and appreciated. When it comes to the workplace, using names can help you show appreciation for your employees and build better relationships with them. Learn their names quickly and identify introverts, then call on them by name to get their input. It's important to work with people one-on-one at times to make them feel appreciated and valued. You can also use names to diffuse an escalating situation by simply saying their name, which will both calm them and bring their attention back to you. However, forgetting someone's name can have negative consequences. People may feel underappreciated or undervalued, which can lead to decreased motivation and even leaving their job. So, remember names by listening to them once and saying them back twice, and make active visual aids to help you remember. The magic word, if, has many powerful abilities to help foster motivation and engagement. It forces people to think hypothetically and can combat reverse psychology. People are more likely to make a decision that is their own, and they don't want to be influenced. For example, if you suggest betting on a particular football team, participants are more likely to bet on the other team 76.5% of the time. However, if you say something like, if you don't bet on them, think how you'll feel when they win, then 73% of participants will take your advice. You can also use the power of if to combat people who frequently respond with, I don't know, or I can't do this. When someone tells you, I don't know, you can respond with, what would you say if you did know? This forces them to direct their thoughts to what they do know, which can lead them to the answer you are seeking. Similarly, when someone says, I can't, you can respond with, I know you feel like you can't. But what would happen if you did? By agreeing with them, using the but eraser, and redirecting their thoughts with if, you can help guide their thoughts in a certain direction and foster motivation. In conclusion, using the power of names and if can help you build connections and motivate others. Remember to use names wisely and remember them well, and use if to guide thoughts and foster engagement. By doing so, you can improve your relationships with others and achieve greater success. Idea 6. Turning spectators into active participants. In order to have successful employees, students, or children, it is important to turn them from mere spectators into active participants. This means engaging them in the task at hand and allowing them to take ownership of it. As a manager, teacher, or parent, your role should be to guide them through the experience, rather than simply dictate the outcome. One way to foster engagement is by asking for genuine help. When someone asks for a task, let them take it, even if they are new to it. This gives them a sense of challenge and opportunity, and allows them to take ownership of the task. It is important to resist the urge to fix or correct their methodologies, as this takes away their ownership of the task and can harm your relationship with them. When deciding whether to intervene in a task, consider the consequences and determine which is more important, the task or the relationship. In situations where the consequences could be dire, such as correcting the driving of a teenager or the dosage of a patient, intervention may be necessary. Finally, it is important to express gratitude to those involved in the task, from the employees to the customers. A thanks culture should be created, where everyone is recognized for their contributions. Showing appreciation can come in many forms, such as saying, thanks, smiling more often, or simply showing up on time. By creating a culture of appreciation, you can keep your employees happy and your customers returning. Remember, your business or classroom would not exist without them. Summary. The way we communicate with others can have a profound impact on the relationships we build, both personally and professionally. While body language and tone of voice are important, words also play a crucial role in effective communication. The words we choose can either inspire and motivate others or tear them down. To build a culture of positivity and establish a strong human connection, it's important to use words that elicit a positive response. The 7 magic words can help you achieve this goal. The first step is to elicit a yes response instead of a no response. This can be done by framing questions in a positive manner that allows people to say, yes. Redirecting a person's attention with the word, but can also be effective in steering the conversation towards a more positive outcome. Motivating others is another important aspect of effective communication. Using words like because and if can inspire people to take action and achieve their goals. And when someone does help you, showing your appreciation with the words help and thanks can go a long way in building a strong connection. By using these simple yet powerful words, you can positively influence those around you, both professionally and personally. The key is to choose your words carefully and use them to create a culture of positivity, motivation, and appreciation. Now, thank you for taking the time to watch, and if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And in case you want to buy the book, use the link in the description. Trust me, you won't regret it.